guys, welcome to another video. Today we're talking about how to be taken seriously as an aspiring author. Aspiring author. Create Illogical over on Twitter asked me about this in my DMs, so I decided to make a whole video on it, and she said it was okay, so this is a whole discussion we're gonna have now. And my number one tip on how to be taken seriously as an aspiring author is to know that you are an aspiring author, not an aspiring writer, because if you write at all, you are a writer. Author is just basically meaning that you have published a book, whether it's self-publishing or traditional publishing. That's all the difference is that one of you has a book out there, the other one is currently writing the book, and you know what? I think both are wonderful places to be in. I haven't experienced the publishing side, but as an aspiring author who thinks that I'm taken very seriously, I think I have the knowledge on this. I love how I was asked this question when I'm like the least serious person on AuthorTube, but I guess at least some people think that I'm taken seriously. That's all that matters. Number two, my second tip to being taken more seriously is to know as much about the publishing game as you possibly can, because if you are in a room full of other people who know more about the publishing industry than you do, and you say something wrong, they will know that you're not up on your game, and then they're not going to take you seriously and not think that you are in tuned and as far along in your journey as they thought you were. I'm sure tons of people have had this happen, especially on AuthorTube. Like, someone says something like, oh, I'm going to do this, and it's like a well-known thing that you're not supposed to do that in the publishing industry, that everyone kind of cringes and it's like, well, why should I take your advice when you obviously know less than me about the publishing industry? I mean, everyone has different degrees of knowledge when it comes to this and to writing in general, but it's best to know as much as you can so you don't look like a novice in the room and people take you more seriously. Like, if you could say like some long ass spiel about like the stats of becoming a New York Times bestseller, or use like these big fancy words like query and agent and blah 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 blah, people will like think you're like a fucking godsend. They're like, give me all the knowledge because I don't know it. Yeah, I have a lot of friends in real life, especially because I work in a bookstore, who want to publish books, and a lot of the times I will go on a spiel thinking that they know what I know, and they're like, what's an agent? So it just makes you look more knowledgeable. It makes you look like you know what you're talking about, and if you actually know what you're talking about. So learn as much about it as you can. My third tip is to know as much about the writing craft as possible, because again, if you look like you don't know what you're talking about, no one's gonna think you're actually taking your writing seriously. If you don't know what a synopsis is versus a query, for example, words and terms like that, as well as just reading as much as possible up on the art of writing as you can, so that you know all the big words, you know the publishing industry, you know what people expect, you know the quality to which you can make your work and how to do it. That'll make you look like much more of a professional than someone who's never read any book on writing or craft, never watched any videos about it on YouTube, etc. You just want to know as much as possible so you don't look like you're the dumbest person in the room, for example. For any industry in general, there's this balance between being the smartest person in the room and being the dumbest person in the room. For when you were first starting out, you want to work your way to becoming the smartest person in the room, the person with the most knowledge on the subject that everyone is talking about. So if you're in a room of writers, you want to try and be the person who has the most knowledge, but this is around writers that are at the same level of you. So for example, if you just barely started writing and everyone around you has just barely started writing as well, try to gain as much knowledge as you can so you can be the one with the most knowledge in that entire room, and then everyone looks to you for that knowledge so you can share it and then help those people level up. That is not only giving to your community, but it just makes you seem more professional, more put together, and more taken seriously among your peers. And this will go each time you level up, basically. So next time you're like, okay, well, I've been writing for several years now, I haven't published anything though, and I'm on like my second book, you know? That level, you're around people then who are in the same level. You cultivate a community around you who is kind of at the same level as you, and you want to kind of slowly work your way up to being the smartest person in the room for your first couple levels. You know, once you hit like that, I would say 3 to 5 year mark of writing, you want to then become the dumbest person in the room. That means you want to try and surround yourself with people who are way farther along in the game than you so that they can teach you, because you're tired of teaching other people, you've done your share, you want to then be taught by other people, be mentored. This is great for going into mentorship programs, this is great for getting an agent, this is great for just being around people who have been published or who have queried before or other things like that so that they can tell you about the insider secrets and things like that. But when you are first starting out, you don't want to be the dumbest, and when you're around these people, they know and they want to help you because they want to be the smartest people in the room. About the 3 to 5 year mark is when that switches, and then you want to be the dumbest person in the room because you want to soak up all the knowledge of things that you didn't know. But when you're first starting out, you are the one teaching yourself, and you don't want to wait for someone else to be teaching you. So, for example, that's seeking out YouTube videos from AuthorTube, that's finding craft books, versus you asking your friend and quizzing them all these questions, because then you're taking up their time and you need to have some kind of return on investment in that. So if you have a friend who's telling you all this kind of knowledge about the publishing industry, about writing in general, you need to like offer up your critique services, you know, like, oh, I want to be your critique partner, or I want to be a beta reader, you know, something like that, so that it's mutually beneficial for them and you're not just taking up their time. Because God, I've had people like this. And like, there's a difference between friendship and the only time someone's talking to you is because they want to know more. And you know, for me, I put myself out there now as an author tuber, so I want people to come to me with knowledge because I want to inform them. And the only return on investment I get from that is that they watch my videos normally. And that is still a return on investment because eventually I'll get monetized again and I'll be making money. But I'm more so talking about people who don't watch my videos, who I've met in real life, who every time I talk to them they just want to know some information about YouTube, or they want to borrow my camera, or they want me to write a script for them, and my answer is always go fuck yourself. So there are pros and cons to being the smartest and dumbest person in the room, but when you're first starting out, I would recommend starting off with craft books, because these people, you know, at least have been published and that they're somewhat considered professionals in the industry. But I would definitely vet each person that you get a writing craft book on, because anyone can publish one of these. But for example here, I have The Emotion Thesaurus by Angela Ackerman and Becca Puglishi. I think there's a second version of this that just came out. I used this for a bit. I definitely think it's more so for beginner writers or for people who have trouble defining different emotions and showing them. I feel like I do it quite well, but sometimes I do overuse words, so then that's when I get to this, is more in the editing stage. Other people use these in the drafting stage, but it's really great. It just has different kind of feelings and how those are physically described, mentally described, etc. So you can use this. I'd also look at things that authors you look up to recommend, and this one's recommended a lot. So there's this book. I also have The Breakout Novelist, How to Craft Stories That Stand Out and Sell by Donald Mass. Donald Mass is a huge, very, very popular writing craft author. He just is amazing. His words are outstanding. You can see I'm not that far into it and I've already like sticky noted quite a bit. Yeah, there's this one as well that I recommend you guys, just so you can educate yourselves. Next one here is Save the Cat Writes a Novel. This one helped me outline, like re-outline #Speed book, and I'm very, very excited about diving into it more and figuring out more about it. But this is the original Save the Cat novel is a huge one that's recommended in the industry, and this one's just specifically about novels, so it helps you apply it to your story a little bit better. And the last one I have here is The Last Draft by Sandra Schofield. You can see I noted up this one quite a bit, but I'm still not completely finished with it. This one's very good as well. This one again is more editing though. I don't really have like novice writing books because I didn't have the money to buy my own writing books when I eventually started writing 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago. I've spent like half my life writing books at least, so because I'm 21, I've been writing books for like 9, 10 years, so I've spent half my life writing books. And when I was a child, I obviously didn't have money for writing craft books, so I went more to YouTube, to studying my favorite authors manually by reading their books and studying what I liked about them and applying them to my own work. But now I can afford writing craft books, but I don't want the novice ones obviously because I've kind of upgraded from that after 10 years. So there's this. Then that's something to consider as well, is that people take you more seriously the longer you've been writing. So for example, when I first started out, no one believed in me whatsoever and I didn't give a fuck because I knew I was going to be awesome. So that's something you kind of have to do as well when you're first starting out, because age is a factor in it. When you become an adult, people will have either one of two things, which is you still want to be that, or wow, you're really passionate about this, maybe you will make it. And when you're a kid, no one thinks you're gonna do shit. So it's just a thing. Age is just a factor in it, and how long you've been doing the damn thing. Number 4, my recommendation is to join a writing group, whether that be AuthorTube or a real writing group in your own life. Join one, because if you are a part of any sort of group, people think you are more professional. So as an AuthorTube, people think I'm more well-versed because I give advice. They also think that I taken more seriously than I apparently am in my actual life, but people online take me more seriously because I make videos and I'm part of AuthorTube. People in my real life who have no idea until I start talking about writing and they realize I'm the smartest person in the room, oftentimes they don't take me seriously, and then I open my mouth and then they take me seriously because I fucking make them with knowledge. That's just a whole thing. But there's other writing groups as well. Like if you are actually going to be debuting, there's tons of debut groups you can join. If you are self-publishing, there's like Facebook groups. There's Facebook groups for everything though. Just join groups, and if it's more of like a professional, well-versed group, like a I forgot what there's one thing called, but there's one like writers marketplace kind of thing that you can pay for and join and say like you're a member of it or whatever, and then you look super professional. I don't know. That's some knowledge I don't know. I know people have said it multiple times. I had to pay for it, so I scooched the information out of my mind because I didn't want to pay for it. Number 5 is to find your writing tribe. This is different from finding a group, because in a group you don't know who the fuck the other people are until you get there. So example, if you have a writing group at your local library, you don't know who they are until you get there and you realize they're all grandmothers writing 50 Shades of Grey. The next 50 Shades. A writing group is more so for you to say, I'm a part of this group, this is how professional I am. A writing tribe is more so people you personally cultivate. You find people online that you click with, that you like their story, they like yours, you believe in each other, they're around the same level as you. So some of you might be published, some of you might be right behind it, some of you are just in the same vein and knowledge as each other, and that is a mutually beneficial circle where you can pass manuscripts around and they will be at the same polish level as what the other person's going to be, and you are mutually beneficial with each other in the terms of switching manuscripts, in the terms of sharing knowledge, and in the terms of what you're each best at. So for example, in my writing tribe, I have, for example, Evie Driver and Jesse Elliott, the besties, right? For our little group, me and Evie are more strong in world building, so we will help Jessie with world building. Jessie, however, is more well-versed in self-publishing. She's published a book before, so then she will help Evie in that realm, and then I'm hoping to be traditionally published, and Jessie's next book, she's hoping to traditionally publish, so I will probably be helping her with that. It's a little triangle of helping each other because we're mutually getting something back. I like how I said all this and then I didn't say what they give me back. They give me back so much, may I just say. Like, not only have they given me like free shit just out of the fucking blue, mind you, but like their comments on my story have been so beneficial. Them helping me, doing sprints with me, them giving me like advice on just like the most minute little details of my book, or like the big picture things, just all of it I've loved so much. They are so damn helpful to me and so amazing. And if I'm gonna shout out some more people here real quick, Courtney, I absolutely adore Courtney LaCourte. I hope that's how you pronounce her last name. She is one of my critique partners. She beta read my book. She was one of the only people who finished it in my last round of betas that I sucked at. But she's absolutely amazing and helped me so much. Absolutely transformed my book. So shout out to her, because she's amazing. I haven't been able to help a lot with her book yet because it's not quite finished yet, but even just friendship helps. Even just knowing you're not alone in your writing journey helps tremendously, and that's something that you can all give to each other in a writing tribe, is that these people are not just like my critique partner who I only talk about books with. It's like I talk about life with this person. They are my bestie. I am hopefully going to meet these people in August. Like, not hopefully. I am going to meet these people in August, and hopefully you guys get to meet your best friends around the globe who you make through the internet as well, who help you with your stories. I absolutely love and adore these girls, and they are my like writing tribe. They are my group. They are my girls, you know, they're my girls. And so the best thing you can do is surround yourself with these kinds of people, because you want people who are on your level, who get it, who are going to inspire and help you along your writing journey. And if you have that group, nothing anyone says will really touch you, because you know you got your girls or your boys in your corner who are gonna have your back no matter what. And if they're like, oh, I got this mean comment who said I'm never gonna amount to anything as a writer, then they're like, bitch, I read your work. You're gonna do great things. Like, you need that in your corner. Plus, not only does it make you feel better about yourself, but then everyone else thinks that, oh, this person has cultivated an entire group of people who I all think are great and serious aspiring authors, and they're taken so seriously, so then you're taken seriously because you're in the group, and everyone just takes each other so seriously, and then I come in and ruin it. Yeah, find your writing tribe, find your group, they're your friends, they're your besties, and they're just gonna help you in general, and people will take you more seriously because you have people in your group. Plus, you're not gonna care what the fuck they think because you got your girls. Number 6 is to cultivate a following. This is different from the tribe and from the writing group. Cultivating a following is people who have a relationship with you, but you may not so have a direct relationship with them. So these are people like, if you're an author tuber, they're your regular commenters, or they're your followers or your subscribers across all different social medias. Like, you guys right here watching this video. And not to say that I don't have any kind of connection with people who comment on my videos, because I recognize when someone's commented on my video, like every single one of my last videos, and I love you guys, you know, like I might not know that you make any sort of content, I may know, and I might like have subscribed to you like ages ago, but you haven't posted in a while, like I don't know. But for the most part, that person goes and watches me, and I don't exactly know what their story is. I haven't beta read for them, I don't critique for them, I'm not necessarily like their bestie, but I still root for them. I still love them so much for coming back here week after week and looking at me blabbing. You know, and so there's still a relationship there. It's just not on that personal of a level, because you can't have that personal of a connection with everybody. And that's with everybody who follows anyone. Like, if you follow Kim Kardashian, she doesn't know who the hell you are, you know? Like, definitely not. And there's some people who are smaller like us who we recognize are fans who are there every single week. We're like, recognize your profile picture, recognize your username, but we're just not, you know, that close to you. And I have people like that who I've DM'd a couple times, or I look up to, but they don't know who the hell I am either. And it's just that when you get a following of people who are on that level where they are really excited for you and you're excited for them, but you don't necessarily know what they're working on, but they are following you and your journey, people take you more seriously because, hey, they have all these people following their journey. That's incredible. But yeah, don't take that as I don't love you guys, because I love you guys. But just cultivate a following so that people take you more seriously, I guess. Plus, it's just fun as hell. And lastly, 7 is my last and final most important tip, is that what other people think in the end doesn't fucking matter. Whether or not people take you seriously as an author, yes, it stings when they don't, especially when it's your family or close friends who don't believe in you. It sucks. Trust me, I started this journey when I was in elementary school and no one gave a damn. Besides, like, my dad, and he's unfortunately not here anymore. And now I have around me in my real life a lot of people who don't believe in me still, who don't take me seriously. And I've had to live with that, and I've grown up with that, and I've just kind of gotten used to it and said, fuck it, I'm gonna show them when my book is out, I'm gonna show them when I reach milestones and goals, and when I do the damn things that I've set my heart on, when I've spent 10 years of my life on this, when I've spent 3 years on just one book, I'm going to show them so much. And I don't do it just so that I can show some people up. I do it because it's my dream, and because I don't care whether or not they want to hold me back, because I'm not gonna let them. And that is what makes you taken actually seriously. It's when people go, oh my god, my words can't dictate what they do with their life, because they have the power of their life, they have the power of their thoughts, their feelings, their dreams. It's on them and it's not on me. And if you let someone else's words dictate whether or not you're going to chase your dreams, then you give them the power to dictate your happiness, and you cannot do that. You cannot give that to somebody else, because it's not their right to have it. It is on you and it is yours only. So, to be taken seriously as a writer, don't care whether or not people take you seriously as a writer, because guess what? Are you going to be happy is all that matters. Make yourself as happy as you can, even when you don't have a book out yet, even when it's really, really hard. It is your duty to strive for your dreams, and no one should be able to take that away from you. So don't let them. And when you take that power away from them, and it's yours only, that's when everyone will take you seriously as a writer. But let me know what you thought of all these tips down below. I will see you guys next week. So remember to like this video if you like it, and subscribe because I make running harm related videos every week. So bye!
Trying to step back and see the view from above, 'cause I know that